Good afternoon. There we go. I think that's all the pieces. Everybody's up and working. And there we go. We're all live, right? I can tune back the brightness on that. Wrong way. There we go. That's better. All right. All right, Bosch, how you doing? All right. Where did we leave off? Last time, let's see, S2H, we want this one. Get this out of the way. Put the red pencil down there, and we got our F pencil. Right, Bosch? Yep. Yep. Alright, where did we leave off? Alright, we're looking at him. Need to connect this arm up. Base is too far away. What do you mean? There we go. Good afternoon. Just getting settled in. Definitely want him looking more at us. So I gotta put it back on his eyeballs. So he's thinking looking out at us. This is the cover, so I want to make sure I've got that. Let's get that eye over just a scotch. Better, I think, a little bit. Lower down just a little bit more. I want to get some slobber here. Right. Make it scary as I can. Right. Argina. Let's see. Alright, so that feels okay over here. Alright, now let's get this arm in here. So I need to connect this across the shoulder. It's twisted like this, and his back's kind of like this, right? We've got the spine coming in here. He's wearing his pack. He's at that angle. So the shoulder would be here, and the arm that comes out there. I think I had another shot back, sort of. Let's see how far back that. A good shot of the hand. I'll try bending forward. I think that's all I'll have to do there. Shoulder coming up here. Shorten that. Keep it big. There. We have the brachioradialis here, and we have the olecranon over here. We've got the olecranon going this way, there. And we've got the radius going over here, like that. Cross all that down. Right? This is coming in, the bicep goes into the lower arm. This wrapping around, this is where all of your, this is where the wrist is. Right there. The thumb. It goes this way, so that's all sweep under there. And that thing's on the other side, so you can see that, but we do get this elbow patch thing here with to wrap around. That has to show up over here. Like that. Hello, over there on Twitch. I like a couple people showing up over there. You rating, huh? Hopefully that's a good thing. Let's see, this goes up and over. I want to twist that wrist a little bit more. I'll bring the thumb over there. Oh, you're stealing from somebody else's stream. Who are you stealing from? It's terrible. Hopefully they're not having a bad day now. Zeno the French guy?
Bon, parle français.
Sona is stealing from myself. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. That's not so bad. I thought he'd come on for about, I don't know, hour, 20 minutes, hour and a half, actually. This started a little bit earlier, but work on this cover some more. Hopefully get this done tonight. And then hopefully start jumping into some pages on Friday for this little pitch project. This is one of the things that's great about getting references. Even if it's not like the best reference, I have reference of myself dressed up like this. Well, that's nice of you. I appreciate it. But I kind of like wearing the gloves I was wearing, like these work gloves, kind of gave me information that I would not be able to necessarily invent without, the reference. I could kind of guess a little bit, but getting kind of the shapes that it has here wouldn't be something I do by default. My dog decided to come over and say hi. Mr. Bosch. I probably should take those pictures without the pack on. I guess that helps one way or the other. And let's grab our little ruler. I raided the art supply shop today. And the comic shop. Does that count as like a raid? Ish thing. So they're all welcome to stay, right? Jump out. Stay put. And I bought some new French curves. One of mine had a chip in it, so I was like, I should just sit down and splurge and buy a new one. Let's go the other way. And you want to get the kind with the lips on them, so that if you need to, like this here, if you need to use ink, you can use the little lip on the edge here to catch the ink. So. Yeah, so that's what we got going on here for the next hour or so. Till it's the WALK time for my dog. And then I'll do that and get some dinner. And then come back for some more of this. And put this pack on. Got this ellipse going this way. Does everybody understand how to properly deal with ellipses? got a little bit of a problem where I need it to be a little bit larger ellipse set, so I have to figure that out. But we can go ahead and plot out the box they're going to fit inside. Where's my graph ruler? I know I want to be here, and like this is the center-ish. Here, it's going to be between those two. I guess these should be parallel since they're going to be making a, not a square, but a rectangle. Good afternoon. Let's find the axes of this rectangle. So I know I've got an axis there, and the other one would be up here. Ellipse has got to touch these points. And one thing, I can rough it out, but there is actually a technique for doing this. It's a little bit time consuming, but so is art. So, you know, grab some scrap paper. So I need A to B and B to C. So this is A to B. I'm trying to remember. As soon as I get it backwards when I try to figure this out, so it's A to B and B to C. If I remember, let's see if I got it right. So if I plot this here, if I plot A, let's see if I got it right. Yeah, that's right. So basically what happens is you go, so when you're drawing an ellipse or a circle in perspective, if you don't have an ellipse template that matches your size, you can make a little ruler like this. And I'm going to go ahead and maybe zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. Let me back up a little bit. Put the tape up here. So this is a rectangle that the ellipse has to fit inside. I don't have a perfect ellipse template that fits this size. But what this does right here is A to B and B to C. So you go A to B. A to B is, so an ellipse has a minor axis and a major axis. So the minor axis is the short side, the major is the long side. And what you do is you go from the outside edge is A, the center is B, and then that's the half of the major axis, and then B, you go from B to C, and that's half of the minor axis. And so what you do is, as you put this on here, you need to keep A and C. You need to keep A and C on these major and minor axes. So basically, you'll see this point right here will go up, and this one will go back, and needs to stay on the line. And then B will mark off the boundaries of that. So see, here's C on the minor axis right here, and A, sorry, on the major axis, and A is on the minor. And I can put a little dot right there. And then as I go around, I can skip here because this thing's going to be in the way, but I'm basically going to keep these on their axes. So A is going to stay on the minor axis. As I come around, it's right there. So that's there, that's there. And then staying on there, right there. Let's put another one in between just so I have it. Again, you stay on the same axes. Let's see, you come down and you stay there, right there. And then it comes up and around. It kind of just gets really close right there. And then you keep doing that as you go around. So I come up and over, A stays there, C stays there, and boom, right there. So that's going to keep moving over a little bit at a time. So rather than trying to guess what this ellipse is going to be, I can figure it out perfectly every single time. A to B, B to C. And B becomes the outside of the ellipse. Let's see, I've already got half of it on here. Let's see. That's fine there. And keep going around. So it does take a little bit of time. So now we're going to go down. A is going to go down the minor axis. C stays on the major. We're going to go up and around. So the trick is just, for me, the real trick is just remembering to put it in the right spot and never letting it get too far away. A to B, B to C is the formula. And they actually make tools like this for woodworkers. So if you need to make an elliptical shaped table, there's actually a jig for woodworkers that they can do this with. But it's too big for what I need this for. So anyway, I keep doing this whole thing. I go around over here to this side. So, you know, again, A stays on the minor axis, C stays on the major. I mean, I guess I could throw it when I throw this in the computer. I can double check it, but this will also give me a perfect size in there too to pivot off of. There we go, all the way around, right? Let's go back in perspective. And I could do it again on the other side, but this is going to be following this pretty close. So you'll get slightly wider up here. But I'll wrap around. It'll just follow the same, mostly follow the same curve around. And then it's got like a rounded aspect to it, so I need to put that on there too. But that's ellipses in perspective. This one will go over here. And it'll follow a similar curve around. And it has some thickness to it as well. But I just don't have a template that matches that, so I have to make my own. And since I know how to, I do. Yeah, a nice perfect ellipse on here, and then the pack will go this angle, go back like that. And we can pull back on our camera shot here so we can see the whole thing again. And let's get that tape back on there. There we go. This is going to go back and down. This angle, I think. Put that behind his nose. Yeah, the circle thing's a drone. In case you're happens to be here and wondering what's up with that. So that's what we got going on here. All right, Bosch. Good boy. My dog has pretty good dreams. He zonks out and he just starts dreaming. Good afternoon. So that's a wrap on better. Good afternoon. Let's get coffee. Right time of day for that. Alright. Got that in. Let's see. Alright, let's go ahead and get this knife in here. I was feeling off about this hand, I think a bit. Goes up too much or something, so I need to bring the knife down a bit. I'm not married to wherever the red stuff is. A little bit. There's the pisiform bone. There in the wrist. Shield guard thingy there. No, let's get this out. Extend out like that. This should go up a little bit higher. That's what needed to happen. I think it was that. Good afternoon. I'll put that eraser down somewhere. Probably put it down since it's not there. It's not my hand. Alright, so if we've got the triceps here, you got the brachioradialis coming out over here. Something like that, I think. This will come up and over, and that's flexed more. But behind, and then you got the deltoid coming in, and the brachialis right there. Should widen and narrow a bit. Yeah, that's a better shape, I think, for that knife handle anyway. That way the grips are reachable. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I got a little comics package in the mail yesterday. Death Blow 0 through 29, minus issue 16 from eBay. Wanted to get it mostly just for the handful of issues that Jim Lee did to look at those. His little Frank Miller impression thing. So, looking forward to checking those out. It's a big stack. I thought it was kind of funny when it came. I was like, whoa. Oh, yeah? Is that going to be any good? I did pick up a couple things. There was some kind of zombie Vertigo book, and then Blood and Thunder. That was new stuff I picked up today. And they had a copy of the large Skinbreaker. They had a copy for me a couple weeks ago, but it arrived a little damaged, and so they sent it back. Yeah. But how's the writing, right? They did a lot of weird stuff with the X-Men, so I'm, turned them into genocidal racial supremacists, like all of them, and I think they haven't quite recovered from that decision yet. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna look over. I grossed up his mouth a little bit. I showed how to do an ellipse, the A to B to C method, and when you don't have the right size template. I mean, I guess when I get in the computer, I can make sure it's nice and tight, but yeah, I know the premise of his thing was too. I think his original intent was to undo it all eventually, because I guess what's her face is her mutant powers like reset time or something like that when she dies, and I think that was the original intent, but they just never did that, and I think they let things get out of hand. Um, but they didn't ask me when they were doing that, so they get what they get, I guess. Right? They didn't send me the memo for some reason. Put that out there. They really should start doing that, right? Put me on their email list. That's their big mistake. They'll rue the day. I know. Yeah, this isn't all of them, but here's the stack of there's the first 7 issues. I guess if you count 0, it's in the other room. But I don't remember what Deathblow's deal was back in the day, but I just thought it was like $30, and it was all of them. I was like, except for the one, so maybe I can pester my comic shop and see if they've got that 16. I mean, that might not be that good. I was mostly just in it for the the variation on Jim Lee's style there, his Frank Miller exercise. But I remember being somewhat controversial at the time, like he's ripping them off. I'm like, is he? I mean, it's not like I mean, Frank Miller made that really popular with like Sin City, but it's not like he owns figure ground style illustration per se. But unless I didn't get that Christmas card either. So, but yeah, yesterday was a good teaching day. It was funny. I was in my second class and I was looking at maybe I'll do like some more critiques of the student works because we didn't get through everybody the time before. But once I kind of got the class rolling, after I did some discussion of like things I'd added into their the online resources, but I tried to provide a bunch of extra stuff for them that way. Um, they just kind of locked in and like started working. I was like, well, I'll let them do that. So got really quiet. I was like, is everyone okay? Like they were all just complete silence. Like normally there's a lot of chatter and happy discussion or whatever. And they were really just focused on the painting and the drawing, which is good to see. So hopefully I've either inspired them or put the fear of God into them, or some kind of combination of the two. It's okay too, I guess. But I just don't usually see them being, students being that quiet. They were just like hyper focused. I was like, oh, I'll let that stand. I can work with that. I was doing some pretty thorough critiques earlier in the week where I was like just going over their stuff and talking to them. The big thing I was worried about was that they're not getting the big effect. So drawing's important, perspective's important, all those other things are important, but the big important thing is that overall impression. Like even here, like I want this to feel dangerous and energetic and somewhat claustrophobic, and that's part of the feeling that I'd like to get out of this. There's something else I want to do where I kind of want to center like a circle pattern around his eye, like right here. If I put like a little line, I can build like a little crosshair here. Right there. There. I kind of want to build like a circle into the background. Coming off his head and expanding out. Find my incorporate some of these things, not to a perfect circle, but kind of figure out how to incorporate outside elements into that. So. All right, so we got about 20 minutes before I got to pause. We'll go up top here a bit. We've got him in place. I should find my. What's that hiding at? Perspective. Using a bag. You're okay, Bosch. I'm not doing anything to you. Every time I move something, it's like, oh, you're gonna throw something at me. I just know it. My life is over. So here's my compass up. It's down here. This. There it is. So there's that one. That one doesn't lock. This one does, but it's missing its foot. Where's the foot at? Here you are. Foot never really locks in properly. I don't understand why. extra pieces in there. So I'll put it in here. It is missing its screw though, that's weird. Should be in there. Let's see if there's one in here I can use. Guess it's inside the bag somewhere. Should check that first. Look at this handy little thing. I guess that would go into there, but we still need the screw, huh? Extra lead. Let's see it in there. Oh, let's see if there's one in here that would work. Just need the little screw thing. It's just the screws, not the bolts, not the actual piece of metal. Steel. I can borrow this one. Still, that explains why that's in there. I pull this little screw out of here. Anyone that's there. It's hard to get a good grip on that. It's getting better though. Come out. Almost there. I wonder where the other one went. And I guess I could use some. Problem this one doesn't lock. So it's less useful. That's the problem with it. This one is faster. Almost, come on, come out. Almost there. Come on, you. Come out. Really needs a pair of pliers on this. I guess I could use the scissors to hold it. It's almost there. Come out, little screw. There we go. Now, I'm going to put in the other one. Sticking through the other side. Oh, that was much easier. Alright. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to put this right there. I'll hold that spot right there. Ooh, stay put. How's it moving? Hold still. There we go. Alright. Got that thing all cleared up though, finally. Put the toy away. I'm willing to bet the missing stuff might be in that thing over there. But for now, put it away. Alright. Yeah, the main point of doing that is I want to kind of help create some elements in the background that kind of follow this route. So like the branch here kind of bends to that circle. Maybe this one kind of comes up, but it bends a little bit differently. Yeah, that kind of thing. And then like some of these and things in the background kind of work with a radial pattern. So that's kind of the intent there. All right. You have things break it up, but you want like the big patterns to kind of follow through with it. Good afternoon. Make sure these are rotated the correct angle so that way they can get them feeling rotund.
My camera's pointing the wrong direction.
There we go. Didn't realize that. Anybody else want to jump off here real quick? Yeah. Alright, just a few more minutes, then I'm going to take a little break, and we'll finish this up tonight. Good afternoon. I'm shutting down in a few minutes, and I'll be back this evening. A couple hours, hour and a half, or whatever. Hopefully, bring this to a conclusion tonight. And pages I want to print for sample pages. Alright, it's 4 o'clock. That means my dog is sitting there wondering, has my human forgotten all about me? Does he think that I don't matter? Is it my super special part of the day that only comes twice a day of this kind? Yeah, I know. But you hear that snort? Anyone hear that snort? That was my dog. He's saying, "Woman, it is time." So thanks everybody that came in. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you all later.